I feel like we kind of have some nice mood lighting going on right now with like the light from my corner kind of shining in, or I could be completely wrong and the lighting sucks. Okay, so let's talk about how I learned to be okay on my own. By no means at all do I want to walk into this video and tell you all that it is going to be easy. If anything, I want to start off the video by saying that it's really, really hard. We live in a society where we see everybody doing everything as a pair. Whether that be a pair of friends, a couple, a group of friends, you know, make it larger than just a pair. We see everybody being very codependent on other people. In no way am I saying that it's a bad thing at all. However, I think it puts an idea in our heads that we have to do everything with another person. We can't do anything by ourselves or enjoy being by ourselves for more than like a certain amount of time. At least that's how I felt to an extent. I've always been a very, very independent person. However, there were certain times where I just didn't want to do things by myself. There was a time where I didn't want to go to music concerts by myself. There was a time where I didn't want to go to Broadway shows by myself. There were times that I didn't want to take my dinner. There were times that I didn't want to take myself out to dinner by myself. And I think that that's because, you know, you walk around and you just see people doing things with other people all the time. And while that may not be the case, like at all, like there are tons of people who like love doing things on their own. Now I'm most definitely one of those people. At a time when I like didn't have a lot of friends and I wasn't in a relationship, it seemed like everybody else was and everybody else had something. That time for me was about 2 years ago. I'm still not in a relationship, but I've definitely made like some amazing like life-changing friends since then, but kind of cut back to about 2 years ago. I wasn't in a relationship. I had just recently been broken up with, and friend-wise, I really didn't have that many close people that I wanted to either A, share personal details with, and B, like hang with, if that makes any sense. And so when you're like walking around and looking around and like a certain aspect of your life is missing, I really feel like that's when like people who do have those things kind of jump out at you and make you feel like you're the only one who's kind of like not in the norm. And so I was kind of confronted with like this intense feeling of like missing out. And I was like, well, I never really like have things to do with other people, so I've got to kind of wake up really quick and figure out how to make myself happy. And not just the fake happy where you're kind of trying to like make it seem like it's all good, but on the inside you're like, crap. No, I knew that I needed to learn how to make myself genuinely happy on my own. And this isn't something that you can Google. It's not something that you can just type into the internet and say like, hey, I'm lonely, how do I fix that? Hey, I want to become better at being on my own, like how do I do that? It's something that you really kind of have to learn on your own. It's a very personal experience, and today I just thought that I would share mine. I think the biggest thing for me was to stop being so damn afraid of doing things by myself. Not that I was afraid to like go out on my own, I did that a ton already. I was a very independent person, like I said, but I think the thing that I was scared of is what people were thinking, seeing me out by myself. Like, oh, would nobody go with her to this event? Is that why she's alone? Like, oh my God, what is like a young single girl doing by herself? Like, I feel so bad for her. And at the end, I just kind of had to say like, screw it. You can't listen to those thoughts in your head. And also, nobody's wondering those things. That's a total like mental thing. And so as soon as I stopped listening to that little voice in my head that was kind of like, what will people think of you, like if you're hanging out by yourself all the time, I had so much fun. I immediately started doing more things. I started taking advantage of the towns that I lived in. I started taking advantage of things in Nashville. I started taking advantage of things in New York. I started going to dinner by myself. I would take myself to the movies. I would go see improv shows. I would go see music shows. And you know, being by yourself definitely has its perks, one of which being like, you get to kind of make your own schedule. I never realized like how great it was to not have to wait on somebody. I remember one night, like 2 years ago, I took myself out to this music show and I was having such a great time. I ended up staying for the whole thing, and I was thinking, honestly, like if I would have been here with people, they would have probably wanted to leave early and I wouldn't have wanted to, but like I don't want to be the one that makes the group miserable, so I would have gone home, but I wouldn't have been happy. And now I'm here on my own schedule with my own agenda, and I get to stay and enjoy things and just kind kind of do things for me. Another way that I think I learned how to be so good on my own and how to be so independent is slowly but surely learning that my happiness should not and does not depend on another person. I mean, yes, friends are awesome because they do help to make you happy, and relationships are awesome because they do make you happy, but the happiness that you get from the people around you should only add to the happiness that you're giving yourself, if that makes any sense. You shouldn't like be down here until you meet a person, you know, who you're like romantically interested in, or you just like want to be friends with, and all of a sudden like you shoot up to 100%. You're like, great, I'm awesome. Like, you should already be at 100% being by yourself, and then once you meet somebody, your happiness goes up to 120% or 150%. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm trying to make like metaphors, and I don't know if it's working or not, but at a time a few years ago when I had a lot of dark, hard to deal with stuff going on, and I was kind of like, God, this would be so much better like if I had friends to make me happy. I really don't know what it was, but one day I just kind of woke up and I was like, Ruby, shut up. It's time to make yourself happy. Stop dwelling on the fact that you might be a little lonely and a little short like on friends, and start doing things for you. I used to think to myself, what would I be doing like if I had friends right now? And like a little voice would be like, oh, I'd probably be at the park or something, like hanging out on a picnic blanket reading a book. And then as soon as I had the idea, I'd be like, great, let's go to the park. And I would take myself to the park and I would lay out a picnic blanket, read my book, and I would have a great time. You know, there'd be another night where I was like, if I was like with a group of people, what would I want to do right now? I think I want to look up like a really just like kind of easy dessert recipe and make something. Awesome, Ruby. Then drive yourself to the store, get those ingredients, and then come back and make yourself something. I feel like I sound angry. I'm just like really passionate about what I'm talking about tonight. I have like a candle burning. I got beautiful light. It's a little messed up now because it's a little too dark, but like, I don't know, I'm just inspired, man. Not to say that men don't go through this too, but I feel like especially for young women, it can be so hard for us to like muster up the courage to do things by ourselves. And it's time that we realize like that's super, super, super important to learn how to be okay with being on your own and doing things for you by yourself and enjoying time alone with yourself and being comfortable with time alone with yourself. That's all I've got for today's video. It's getting really late and it's getting very dark, but I hope that you all did enjoy this video. If you like kind of rambly talking videos like this, please let me know in the comments down below. Please subscribe and help me grow the Ruby Rocks the World family. It would mean the world to me. Follow me on all my social media networks. Links are always in the down bar below. I hope that you guys are having an awesome day, night, afternoon, whenever you all are watching this video. And I love you all so much. And please, please, please remember to do little things for yourself every once in a while. I hope this video inspired some of you all to like start doing things for yourself. Take yourself out to dinner, go see a movie. If you're sitting at home right now, you're kind of like, that sounds awesome. Great, get out the door and do something. You know, just have fun and treat yourself to like something nice. Maybe get like a pedicure, maybe go get a massage, go get a movie ticket, or just like go get yourself a sandwich, because sandwiches are great. But I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you all in my next video. Okay, bye everybody.